We are back to talk about the challenge. This episode was really good. I keep saying that, but I'm like, God, they're all so good so far. Like they're not one miss. And there's things that I don't love, but overall it's just like it comes full circle and it gives me everything I needed in that hour and a half. Yeah, I mean my kids were the whole time. It was actually honestly miserable, but it was a great episode.
We should start off with, we have another person who has to leave the game.
Oh my God. Tommy is no longer. We'll start off by saying that.
So the daily challenge was the sea cave one.
Jump off the cliff. It was like 2 teams at a time. And they had to swim into like the cave. And then at the beginning, there was the first bomb that they had to get. It was like attached like a buoy, and then they swim all the way into the cave, and then there's a second one up kind of near like the coast-ish part, like where the water's low and you kind of like step up, and then they have to swim all the way to these jet skis and hold on to them and then get pulled majority of the way to the shore and then like dropped off, and the runners deactivate the bombs and place them. Each one of them has one and has to place them, and then their time is done. Whoever does it the fastest wins. We start off with Ashley and Hughie, and oh my God, it was funny because he literally threw up. He was so scared he threw up, and Ashley couldn't help but freaking laugh. And she was like, God, Lord, what did I do to deserve this partner? And she was like, you get your big fake ass over here and you jump off this cliff. And he was like, no, Ashley, I can't help how I feel. And she was like, okay, but kids do this. We're gonna jump. It's fun. And he was like, and like he could, and then he did booking it. Even he was like, I don't know what happened. It was just like I turned into a fish out of fear, and I was just moving. He's like, come on, Ashley, come on. He's like yelling at her, and she's like coming out of the water, and like they should have won because he got there first, but then Ed and Tori got there together, and then it just makes me laugh. So I love that they showed their like full scene because they didn't show everyone. Like I didn't even see Amber jump in, but obviously she competed. And then I guess like someone was saying something to Josh, like you guys had to have come in second or third or whatever. And I'm like, I didn't even see them go. Like I literally didn't even see them get out of the water. So they show certain people do end up having a group that DQs. So they get disqualified because they just like quit. But like they looked like they weren't gonna be able to do it anyways. But so TJ's like, you're done. They're like, yeah. And so like they quit, but disqualified. And that was Tacha and Jeremiah. And so both of them were not really about it, but we're like, okay, we're gonna try. And they were like able to do the jump, but like the swimming portion, and you could tell it was rough in there. And they all mentioned how rough the water was. So it was actually quite challenging. Michele somehow jumping, busted her nose, didn't even know she was bleeding. She's just swimming and like doing really good. And like her partner, CoreyL, was like, I'm not going to tell her because I don't want to throw her off. And then afterwards, Tori's like, you're gushing blood, sweetie. You're gushing blood the whole time. She's like, oh. And then they're like, she must go. And I'm like, damn, it sucks. It's like, you want to do good. You're supposed to do good, but then it makes you a target. Yeah. It's crazy. Maya were in there, and Tacha, on the Aftermath show, she joked and said like she didn't realize who she was holding on to. She thought she was like holding on to the buoy or a rock, and realized she was actually drowning Jeremiah. And I don't know if that was just like totally a joke or like semi-true, but yeah, he was like, "You're man, you get off of me, get off of me!" It was a hot mess. And then she clinged to the rock, and then eventually they were DQ'd.
Big T and Tommy.
Yeah,
we mentioned it was dangerous. When Tommy was going into the cave, he, I guess as he was coming out, he like kept checking back behind him for Big T, and a wave like hit him into a rock and he got a concussion, which is the reason why he left. Yep.
Concussed, and he's continuing to swim, and then they make like a joke out of it, which it's fine. But it was also kind of like, it turned so quick, like we were laughing, and then it was like, I was like, this is really dark. Like, is he gonna die? Like, I was
no,
like,
for real.
What? And then they were like, fine about it. And it's like, it's not like Big Brother, like they edited this. You knew that he was gonna get sick right after that, and you still thought to keep that in there. I don't know. It like took me through a roller coaster of emotions, but
He also lost his shorts.
He lost his shorts, so his third leg was hanging out. I don't know.
All concussed. He was so out of it. He
yeah,
didn't even realize that he ended up winning his leg.
Out after he hit his head, and then came to like on the floor with the EMTs and the medics or whatever, like no pants on. I'm sorry I let you down. And she was like, we finished. Like, you didn't let me down. And so unfortunately, that's what we find out later, is that Tommy has to go home because he's considered medically unfit because he got a concussion.
He said that, I think it was either on Aftermath or one of the interviews, that he was out for like a month.
And I really was starting to like him too. So it did kind of like make me sad. And I'm like, why am I sad? I think it's also because I like Big T and she lost her partner. But I was just like, why am I so sad about this guy? I don't even know him. I wasn't mad. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was mad when Nam had to go home. I was mad when Natalie had to go home last season. Like, I'm not mad. I'm like, okay, let's be safe. It's not that serious.
I think it's because, well, one, I feel like I really like all the Survivor people. Like, I feel like the people they bring over are always really good.
And I'm like, maybe I should be watching Survivor. The deliberation area, there wasn't a ton of conversation, but everyone just assumed it would be Jeremiah and Tacha because they're
rookies,
and
they got DQ'd.
So basically, you did the worst, you lost the most. Like, that makes it so people don't feel like they're getting blood on their hands if they put that person in, and it makes it just seem the most fair, because then like anyone else that goes in, they're like, hey, at least I tried. You know, they look like the bad guy. So but I guess Tacha and Jeremiah weren't so sure that's what should be happening, which normally it's like, I feel like normally the rookies like fall into place more, and they're just like, I mean, I guess I got to earn my stripes. Like, they were like, I'm gonna put the only other name out there, which it makes sense, but it was also kind of like unnecessary because it didn't work. So if they would have stayed, or she would have stayed or whatever, then she would have lost that ally. Whatever. But so they're nominated, and then but she was trying to say to everyone, oh, we'll do CoreyL and Michele. And they were not having it. Like, even CoreyL was like, but why? But why?
Like, there's no reason.
What was that reason? She was like,
or they try to involve Big T, and she isn't having any of it. She doesn't interject anything, even though Tori's pushing her.
I guess Tori went up to Tacha and Jeremiah and was like, if I can sway it, tell me who you want, and if I'm able to, like, I'll do that for you. And I guess Tacha took it as, I'm gonna do exactly what you want right now, because she's still to this day blocked Tori on social media and is like mad. Like, I don't know if like I know there was like a little bit more of an incident, but I don't really know, like, it wasn't that deep. No. But like, but she's so mad that I'm like, maybe it is, and we just didn't get to see it. Tori talking to Big T because Big T turned on her and put Anissa and her against each other last season. So she figured she was screwed, and she was like, I mean, I don't do it. If I was Tori, I would do it. Like, that's, you know, and Tori once again had to make a decision, like, and put her selfish needs aside for others in the game. That way, in the long haul, it's for her in the game. Like, she had to get rid of Kelz, even though she liked him. And then she had to like decide not to nominate Big T, because that would be the first shot of a veteran going against a veteran, and they're supposed to have an alliance. So then the alliance would fall through. Everyone would go after Tori first. Like, she just couldn't do that for now. This is
like, me not throwing you in isn't like we're cool. It just means like I can't do that
today.
And then that takes us to elimination. So
they, like I said, they voted down Berna, and Ed just followed what Tori wanted. And he said that he was going to do that. He like said it like that's what happened, and it was pretty clear. He was just like, whatever she says.
We do have a cool twist though, because Tommy was discharged earlier. It's a girls only elimination.
I think they'll do it with the boys too eventually, just to even it out, because I don't think it's not always necessarily because Tommy already went. Sometimes they'll still eliminate another person. So they amend those rules and change them when they want to, but that's basically was the reasoning behind this one. So then Big T's obviously alone and to compete. So then they go back up, and it's between the girls. It's between Tacha and Berna.
This was a good elimination.
It was so good. I wish I could watch the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was so good. Like, it was so good. Both of them tried. No one blew anyone out of the water. It was very like, it was so funny with the Ashley and the Nelson edit. Like, I loved that. It was hilarious. And then it was also like, it was close, but it was like a victory that I think was deserved in the direction it went. So overall, just like, yeah.
Two like
columns
that get gradually wider as you go up, and you have poles that gradually get longer, but they don't stay in place. They kind of just have to balance on like some rungs. So the slightest movement, or like if you hit it with your knee, like they fall off. And Berna ended up hitting her forehead and started bleeding in the middle of the competition.
Kept going. She pulled a Michele. It's already been named the Michele. It's not the Berna. This is the Michele.
The same episode it happens.
Yeah, it was just blood everywhere.
But it was very close.
It was really close, and it was cool. She chose to stay with CT.
You get a little teaser about Veteran Alliance drama.
No surprise. I'm surprised it's gone this far. So I'm ready.
It looks intense. A lot of fights.
It's about time.
Amber kiss Jeremiah, maybe? There was like a brief, like, I don't know who it was.
So, and she's hot, so I can see it. They look around the same age. I don't know, maybe she's older. They didn't even show Josh at all on this episode, really. And it's like,
he's gonna be all over next episode.
Yeah, so I'm kind of trying to prepare, but it's fine. I like Josh, but in the meantime, like, comment, share, subscribe.